win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. For the city, not the championship. Come on.
First down, Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
And it's third down.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
Take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10 at their own 27. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. It's complete downfield out left to his running back. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. And the Ravens lead at 7-0.
Makes the score Ravens 7. Cowboys.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Prescott from the gun. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
On third down, it's Prescott. Cooper's got it. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you wonder, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Incomplete.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To the air again, Prescott. Throw left side complete. It's Elliott. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll throw again. Prescott. And this is caught. Amari Cooper.
Prescott.
And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. That's going to set him back 5 yards. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. After the penalty, it's Elliott. There he goes inside the 30. And he's going to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. On 1st and 10, Prescott. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Prescott. Forced out to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. Looking to throw. Prescott. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
You know, he hated taking the loss there on third down. So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
And that is incomplete here.
Jackson on the
I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass. Jackson from the shotgun. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. It'll be a gain of 3, and it also takes us to the end of the first quarter play. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 22 yards there, a first down.
I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
Now Jackson on first down. He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
4 yards to go on 2nd down from the 7. They go back to the ground with Dobbins. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down.
7-yard loss. Brings up 3rd down.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. From the gun, Jackson. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Marlon Humphrey with the tackle defensively.
Marlon Humphrey on the
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Prescott. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Well, that was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. They only need a yard here. 3rd down and 1 after the penalty. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
1st down.
Prescott to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Elliott. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Prescott. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 16 yards on that one at a Raven 1st.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Number 21.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11.
Taken down.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
On the pickup. It's 2nd and 8. On the counter now, it's Dobbins.
And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9.
It's now 3rd and 9.
Yeah, the Cowboys here on third down bringing in an extra defensive back. From the gun, it's Jackson. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens will extend their lead. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game.
Here's the score. Ravens 14, Cowboys 3.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Coming up at the half, a reminder we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
They'll set up the screen to Elliott. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
By Jalen Smith. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
On 2nd and a couple. Jackson, blitz coming, and down he goes. DeMarcus Lawrence able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On 3rd down, Jackson. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. And that is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Just a 25-yard punt. Not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10.
timeout set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
That was a nice job defensively. You could almost see him going through the coaching points. Adjust, find the football, knock it away. Well executed.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now Prescott. He'll fire this deep for Gallup. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
And this will be touchdown inside the 20. They'll spot it at the 18-yard line.
At their own 18-yard line.
So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. And with time running down, they go down to a knee.
Jackson on the keeper. It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Ravens ready to receive it. And they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. Taken in the end zone. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack it.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
They'll take over.
Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. He just joined the double-digit party with that last pick. He now has 10 on the season.
And that takes a great amount of skill, study, a tad bit of luck. But bottom line, he's had a heck of a season.
5-yard line.
On first down, Dobbins. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the second round. But how great is it to get a guy?
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Ingram with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And it's 21-3.
Makes the score, Ravens 21.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
That catch good for only a couple.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Here's Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half. No quitting him.
0.
Oh, Prescott stripped. Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them. So
they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. Prescott now. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They just get the play off. Now Prescott. And that will be incomplete.
But coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face. Coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
34-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points,
that's caught inside the 20. And he's finally taken down, but not before he reaches the 14.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown.
Marquise Brown with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as the Ravens push further out in front.
Justin Tucker lining up for the extra point.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Pick 6 is starting to be old hat for Peters. He had 3 of these to lead the NFL in 2019, and he comes up with another here. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. 35. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taken about 7 yards deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
I got you. Hey, kill. 47.
They go down Leon again. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Third down.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Stop your whining. Mike 48. There we go, kill. He's coming. We got double up. Here we go, 46.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. It's Chuck Clark picking it off.
Prescott's pass intercepted. The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 47-yard line.
Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Check. Yo. We gotta make a move. We gotta make it happen.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins. Jalen Smith tied for 6th in the NFL in tackles last year, in on the stop there.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. They'll go again with Dobbins. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Couple of third-year guys, couple of Pro Bowlers. Jackson to Andrews for the Ravens first. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Here's a give to Dobbins. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Another run here with Dobbins. And he's got this pretty close to a 1st down at the Cowboys' 30. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
And sometimes things come together exactly like you want. It's not just been the volume of carries he's had in this contest. It's been the production as well.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. About 3 yards there to the 27.
He was brought down by...
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And he's got this pretty close to a 1st down at the Cowboys' 20-yard line. 7 yards there at a 1st down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
And Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And this is where you need the quarterback to morph into being a running back. The ball can't be away from his body. It can't be loose. It can't be held like he's going to throw it. Tuck it away. Take care of it because he's going to run through a lot of traffic.
And if he doesn't take care of it, we're going to see less design runs like that. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Charles, that was a heck of a play.
It truly was, because when he made that catch, he had to shake through some people, right? So that play, to me, a highlight film that should be accompanied by bass music, right? I mean, boom, boom, boom. room, and he finds his way to the end zone. Terrific play.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this carries into the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And this team just continues to win football games. They're well on their way to another victory here. And that 16-0 season starting to come into focus. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line.
Down at the 17-yard
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
and 9.
Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's a first down with a cherry on top. 31 yards.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Ravens, the streak continues as they push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for Dallas, it's a tough one to swallow as they drop back to 8-4 on the year. And they'll try to turn things around next.